Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, HondaJet sets 2 speed records, Congress to examine United Airlines incident, second TBM Avenger gathering will exceed last year. Hello, I'm Laura Hutson. It's April 27th and this is Airborne Unlimited. A HondaJet has officially secured its first speed records over 2 recognized courses from Teterboro, New Jersey to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Boston, Massachusetts to Palm Beach, Florida. In setting the record between New Jersey and Florida, the HondaJet departed Teterboro Airport at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time on April 9, 2016, and landed at Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport at 5:06 p.m. Despite average headwinds of 60 knots, the flight took 2 hours and 51 minutes at a cruising altitude of 43,000 feet, with the HondaJet surpassing the existing record from Teterboro to Fort Lauderdale. The HondaJet achieved a maximum ground speed of 414 knots. For the Boston to Palm Beach record, they departed New Bedford Regional Airport at 7:18 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on July 19, 2016, and landed at Palm Beach International Airport at 10:16 a.m. Factoring average headwinds of 30 knots, the flight took 2 hours and 58 minutes, achieving a maximum ground speed of 422 knots. The records are approved by the U.S. National Aeronautic Association and pending approval as world records by the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale in Switzerland. Peter Kregler and Glenn Gonzalez piloted the HondaJet on both flights. The leadership of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee has announced that it will look into the incident in which a passenger was dragged bodily off a United Airlines flight earlier this month. The hearing will focus more broadly on airline consumer issues. The purpose of the hearing, which has not yet been scheduled, is to provide members an opportunity to learn more about consumer issues related to the commercial airline industry. According to a statement posted on the committee website by Chairman Bill Schuster and Ranking Democrat Peter DeFonzio. The hearing was announced less than 2 weeks after a video showing Dr. David Dow being dragged off a United flight by Chicago Airport Police went viral. Dow's attorney says he suffered multiple serious injuries while being dragged down the aisle of the plane. The incident has been condemned by several elected officials both in Chicago and in Congress. Many have called for answers from agencies ranging from the Chicago Aviation Authority all the way to the Department of Transportation. DOT officials indicated that its Office of Aviation Enforcement and Proceedings has the incident under review, according to the report. After the break, a major TBM Warbird gathering is coming.
The dream is real, a truly affordable personal jet aircraft. The Subsonics Personal Jet Kit is priced at only $42,000. Kit plus engine is still under $100K. Add instruments, upholstery, and paint and you're flying. It's time to put your money where your bucket list is. Learn more at sonicsaircraft.com.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulation.com.
The Bristol Light Sport aircraft is what you are looking for. The Bristol is wider than a Cirrus, faster than a Skyhawk, offers more storage than a Husky, and comes standard with Garmin avionics. So what are you waiting for? Visit Bristol.com to find out how you can get into a Bristol today.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. The second TBM Avenger gathering, planned for May 20th, 2017, promises to be a bigger event than last time. 16 TBMs and TBFs are expected for the event in Peru, Illinois. Numerous other Warbird crews also hope to participate, including B-25 Mitchells, P-51 Mustangs, and A-1 Sky Raiders, and others. Over 250 aircraft and 10,000 people turned out for the first event last April. taking advantage of the beautiful weather to kick off the summer flying season. Organizers say this year's event will be set up very similar to the last one. Attendees should plan to arrive at Illinois Valley Regional Airport in the mid-morning. Both parking and admission are free this year, and several warbirds will be offering rides. One important difference is that the airspace around the area will be waived from 12 to 4 p.m. This will allow the warbirds to perform more than they could last year. It should feel a bit more like an air show. Pilots that plan to fly in will need to be aware of the change, according to organizer Warbird News. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for an Aero-Community update, highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. The Association for Unmanned Vehicle Systems International and their Airborne Unmanned production partner, Aero-News Network, are announcing the schedule for the upcoming multi-hour live interview programs scheduled for Day 2 and Day 3 of Expo 17, set for May 8th through 11th in Dallas, Texas. The broadcast will be conducted, shared, and viewed as a live webcast. On Tuesday, May 9th, the Live Expo 17 webcasting will commence at 1200 Central Daylight Time and continue until at least 1500 Central Daylight Time. Numerous guests and experts from throughout the unmanned technology world will be featured. On Wednesday, May 10th, live webcasting will resume at 1000 Central Time and continue through 1300, offering even more features and interviews live from the floor of Exponential 2017. The live stream can be accessed via www.airborne-live.net, and embed codes that allow for the featuring of the live stream on remote websites is available on the main page. We look forward to seeing you there. After these messages, AMGH makes an acquisition.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Progressive Aerodyne's Sea Ray Adventure offers Rotax 912 power, a basic instrument panel, and radios. Fly it away for under $120,000. Visit searay.com for more details.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. Medical transport and emergency medical service provider Air Medical Group Holdings has agreed to acquire Air Medical Resource Group. AMRG has operations in 15 states, including Alaska and Hawaii. With the acquisition of AMRG, AMGH will add 62 bases and new geographies to its consumer service footprint. Calgary, Vancouver, and Ottawa airport authorities are standing in support of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for commenting that he's not interested in selling off Canada's major airports to fund the construction of new roads, hospitals, and other projects. Trudeau's comments were made during a media interview on April 20th, 2017. New Orleans-based Glow Airlines has filed for bankruptcy and has been ordered to cease operations. The filing came on Sunday, with FlyGlow LLC voluntarily seeking bankruptcy protection in federal court. The carrier listed assets and liabilities of between $10 million and $50 million, and as many as 49 creditors. WestJet pilots filed have membership cards with the Canada Industrial Relations Board to hold an election for the representation by the Airline Pilots Association International. In the next few weeks, the CIRB will verify the membership cards and schedule an ALPA representation vote. ALPA expects that the secret ballot election will be conducted in May. Boeing and Saab have completed their first flight of their second production-ready TX aircraft, designed specifically for the Air Force Advanced Pilot Training requirement. During the one-hour flight, lead TX test pilot Steve Schmidt and Boeing test pilot for Air Force programs Matt Gesse validated key aspects of the aircraft. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson, currently living and working aboard the International Space Station, broke the record Monday for cumulative time spent in space by a U.S. astronaut, an occasion that was celebrated with a phone call from President Donald Trump, first daughter Ivanka Trump, and fellow astronaut Kate Rubins. NASA astronaut Jack Fisher, who arrived April 20th for his first mission aboard the orbiting outpost, also participated in the call alongside Whitson. President Trump said, quote, "Peggy is a phenomenal role model for young women and all Americans who are exploring or participating in STEM education programs and careers." Whitson launched on November 17, 2016, with 377 days in space already under her belt, and broke Jeff Williams' U.S. record of 534 cumulative days in space. In 2008, Whitson became the first woman to command the space station, and on April 9th became the first woman to command it twice. In addition, she holds the record for most spacewalks by a female astronaut. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily, Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. See you tomorrow.